Well, hey everybody, it's Christine here, and no, this isn't a live. I don't really like doing lives because I get so nervous on the way I talk and the way I hear. So I like doing recordings so that I can edit out what I don't like. But anyways, I want to start doing some videos that I want to call puppymentaries instead of documentaries, puppymentaries. So, and please forgive my look, y'all, and if my voice crackles, I'm sorry. I've been so sick. I've had a sinus infection and possibly a virus along with it. I'm doing better. Doctors got me on antibiotics and stuff. Been on that for a few days and doing better. But yes, I want to start some puppymentaries, and I want to start with Dottie. Now, I've done other videos before. I guess you can consider them puppymentaries too, but I just want to do this to show you what a day in the life of Ione Southern Paws is like with our babies. We love them. Look at this. Oh, she's so fluffy. But this is Ione's. Look at the camera bigger. This is Ione's Lottie Dottie Da, and we call her Dottie. She's our baby. She's one of our foundation girls, her and Dixie Rose. Dottie is expecting another litter on Sunday. So, with that being said, we've got to get her ready and groomed up and cleaned up some. She's not horrible, but she's got little woolies right here behind her ears, which is typical. If I don't get those cleaned up, the puppies will make those even worse because of the way they crawl around and suck and get moisture and stuff like that. But she does have a couple little woolies I want to get. We've got to shave her belly and get that ready for the puppies for milking and nursing. And then I want to clean up her backside too, so it's nice and clean, and that when she delivers, she doesn't have to worry about all that mess that she's got to keep up with. That's going to end up matting her fur and causing some, probably some discomfort for her and possible infection issues. We don't want any of that to happen to our babies. So anyways, Dottie's going to sit up here. This is not her favorite stuff. She does not like me doing anything really with her, especially taking her temperature. And at this point in time, we would start taking her temperature daily to see what it is, because when a dog, in most cases, a lot of cases, when a dog dips, if their temperature dips down into the 98 degree or right at 98 degrees, they are pretty much within 24 hours of delivering their pups. Dottie doesn't like it. So we don't make Dottie do it. We just keep a close watch on her, and we watch her mannerisms and stuff like that. And she's usually right on her due date. She is a very, true to the word, 63-day pregnancy. So it's not a whole lot of guessing with her, but we do want to clean her up. So what I want to start doing is kind of de-shedding her a little bit and working on her mats. And y'all, I'm sorry, I don't know what these are called. I will get the names for you. If you comment in the comments that you want to know what the tools are that I'm using, the combs and the brushes, I promise I'll forward you some links to them. I just call this my de-shedder and my dematter. If you look, if you can see, it's got like little ridges. It's got it helps to grab that undercoat, because Shelties have an undercoat. And then I like this because it has a spot for my thumb, and I'm able to get a hold of those mats and stuff without doing a whole lot of tugging with her. I also like using the comb as well. The comb helps me fine-tune those gnarls so I can work on the ends better, so this will pull out smoother. So what I do, because I don't want to pull on her skin, I want to pull on her skin as little as possible. I'm going to move to this other side because I've got you the wrong way. But I'm going to hold her fur above the comb so that you're holding her skin a little bit as you're pulling the comb through, so you're not tugging. It helps with her feeling like you're pulling her hair out of her body, kind of like a human child. If you hold the scalp of your child as you're trying to get the tangles out, it doesn't pull as much. So the more I feel some snugginess, the more I'll move my hand down that way. Now, if you can look and see how it's bringing that undercoat out. It's helping to de-shed her. So this is going to help her with the matting and de-shedding. And then once we get all this worked out, then we will give her her bath. But I want to get all the mats out. I want to get her belly shaved. I want to get her back end shaved. All before her bath, because the water, when you add that water and the soap to those mats, guess what it does? It tends to lock them up, and it makes it even harder to get those mats out. And you can use a conditioner to help or a detangler, but it's just easier to get this while they're dry before the bath. Look at that fuzz blowing. He's being such a good girl. He's being such a good girl. But this is Dottie's pre-delivering groom, and as you can tell, she's not very matted at all. She's looking pretty good. You can tell that this mama takes good care of her. Behind the ears is always going to be a challenge because their fur just likes to mat more behind their ears. I think it's because they scratch and stuff, and it's just the fur there's super soft. It is a very soft textured fur. And as you can tell, this one's giving me a little struggle. So I'm gonna get this little comb here, and I'm pinching it. I don't know if you guys can see that over there on this side, but it's a little mat, and I'm pinching it. Not her skin. I'm not pinching her skin. I'm pinching right below that mat where it attaches to the skin, so that when I pull on the ends of that, I'm not pulling her skin. And my fingers are also protecting her skin from being accidentally jabbed by the comb. This also helps them to build trust with you grooming them, so that they're not bouncing all around trying to get away from you as you're doing this. But I just gently go in there. I'm just getting the ends. I'm working it from the ends up. So as soon as the end comes untangled, then the next little spot should come untangled, and before you know it, that mat is out. So I'm going to work on her just a bit while we're getting her ready, and then I will pop back on again to show you how we shave her belly. Oh, and by the way, they also say to use a little baby powder right there behind their ears. Just sprinkle it, you know, not a lot, just, you know, gently, just a little bit. It also helps to keep this really soft fur behind the ears from tangling as well. Plus, it helps them smell good. You know how I love the new puppy and kitty shampoo because it smells like the baby powder. Plus, it's just good shampoo. It is so good, and it's safe for your babies. Safe for your fur babies. We almost got this one, y'all. Almost have it. You don't want to cut these out either, just simply because it gives them a little gap in their fur for one, and second, you don't know for sure if any skin is caught up in this little tangle. And oh my gosh, if you went to cut it off and that skin was tangled up in there, you would cut the skin and you could cause serious injury. So always just work it out with a comb, gently. This isn't a race. You're not trying to traumatize your dog. You're just trying to brush the knot out. No cutting it out. I don't want anyone to ever come back and say, this lady right here with Ione Southern Paws told you to cut a mat out of a dog's fur. If you've got to cut, if a mat is that bad, that needs to be cut out, you really need to get a professional. A professional that knows what they're doing, and a professional that can be there just in case, so they can fix it really quick. But don't go trying to cut these things out. I promise you, whether you realize it or not, the skin can actually get caught up in these tangles. That's another reason why I pinch between the skin and the base of the little tangle, is to protect that skin. So you can see, I don't know if y'all can see right now, but that tangle's definitely much smaller. It's not as bad as it was. It just takes time. You just, like I said, there's no race. You're not in a competition here on how much time you have to finish. Just make sure that you've allowed yourself good ample time to be able to do these combings with your Shelties and your Yorkies, because the Yorkies can get these tangles too, because they're silky coated dogs. And but what makes the Sheltie different than the Yorkie is the Sheltie, just like a German Shepherd and a Husky, they have undercoats. So the undercoat helps that mat to be a little bit thicker. You're good, baby. You're good. You're good. You're good. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. There we go. There we go. Good girl. And then, as I go along, once I get that mat a little smaller, I try to get some of the fur around it kind of combed away from it so it doesn't get caught up in what you're trying to eliminate. So we're just about there, and I'm about ready to go to the other side. So we will be back with y'all again in a minute. If I think of anything else, I'll just pop right in here and I'll say it. I had to put a little lipstick on today so I didn't look like death had warmed over. Trust me, I have been one miserable woman this last week. My Christmas Day, I was not feeling well, and then New Year's Eve, this girl wasn't rocking in the new year, I promise you that. I was rocking some Z's. Didn't even make my traditional New Year's Day dinner. We didn't have no collard greens, black-eyed peas, ham. We missed it all this year. So hopefully that doesn't mean my whole year's gonna be consistent of being sick. You know, they say whatever you're doing on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day is what's gonna bring you your year to come. Not this chick. I'm not gonna allow it. I'm not gonna allow it. Good girl. You know, if y'all don't enjoy doing this, if you don't want to be the one to have to groom your dog yourself, you know, there are some wonderful groomers out there that would love to have your business and would take very good care of your fur babies. You know, just check around your area. Be sure to get plenty of references on the place that you choose to go to, so you know your baby is in a safe environment. But you don't have to do this, but if you choose to do it yourself, this is just a great way of doing it without causing stress or injury to your fur baby. And you know, it's stress relieving for yourself too. I mean, working on this is gives you that level of satisfaction when you finally got that little mat out. Now the very last bit of this one, and when they get to be little like this, oh my gosh, it can be such a pain in the tail end sometimes, because it's like you don't have a whole lot to hold on to. But trust me, you can work it out too. Again, no cutting it at this point, because you think you're finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel on working out a little mat. You just keep working on it. It will come, I promise you. It's not going to stay there. Just keep on being patient. Again, you're not in it to win a race. This just goes to show you how tight these mats can get, because this wasn't a very large tangle. It's just very tight. It's got a bunch of little thick spots in it where the fur has gotten really tight. So we're just about there, aren't we, Dottie, on this side? And I'm going to give you a little break. If this side is done, I'm going to give her a little break, let her go get some water, and then we'll go to the other side and get that side, and then we'll do the shaving. But I like to give her a little bit of break because, you know, she's very, very pregnant right now, and we don't need to be stressing her out regardless. She is due this Sunday. So excited. We're always excited to meet our new babies, our new fur babies. She always has, her and Bo always have just absolutely beautiful babies. Always. They throw sable and white, sable merles, tricolors, bi-blacks, blue merles, and bi-blue merles. So they always have beautiful babies. All right. I think at this point, I'm going to try to do this one again, just to see if I can kind of thin it out some with this little detangler thing and dethatcher. See if we can loosen it up some. Sierra, stop. Sierra's decided to make a chew bone out of the blinds. Okay, back. See if we can get some of this in. I may need. I like using this one sometimes too. When they get this little. Sorry, I've got her fur all over me, sticking me. Because see how some of those bristles, those combs, are longer than the others. Well, I'm able to kind of do like a needle effect and get those longer ones down in there to help to see how that did. And look, she didn't even flinch. For one, because I'm holding her skin properly and I'm using the correct tools. So this just kind of helps to get into some of that thickness easier that the comb isn't managing to get, so you can loosen it up some. And this one is almost there. And yes, I'm a singing songy kind of person. Just about there, Dottie. We're just about there. You're just a good girl. Such a good girl. Okay, let's get that comb. See if I was right about using the little needles to loosen that little tangle up a little bit, and see if we can't get that out of there. Should have it this go around. See, she's ready for her break. She's like, Mama, I think I'm ready. I'm ready for a little break. Okay, we'll give you a little break. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just this one little last one is just really giving me trouble, isn't it, Dottie? I love you. I love you. I love you, baby girl. I love you. Yes, I do. I love you. I love you. So close. So close. I know, this one's a booger, isn't it? This one's a booger. Now stand up. Hold on, don't move. I don't want you to pull it. Pull it. Ah, we got it. We got it. Ah, there we go. Look at that. So, one mat down. The other here to go. We'll be back, guys. Giving her a little break at the moment. Bye. Hey, y'all. I'm back. Just getting started again. I let Dottie have her little break, as I said. We are doing a puppy doc. Well, let me reword that. A puppymentary is what I'm going to call them, on our pre-delivery grooming of our Sheltie girls, because they get little mats and we need to shave their bellies and shave their back ends, clean them up a little bit so that it helps control some of the mess. And on talked about the mats. See these right here, the mats that the Shelties tend to get right behind their ears, and how to comb those out. And I showed you what we used. I used this comb, and y'all, I don't know what they're called. I just get them and use them, and I know what they're used for. But if you ask in the comments what they're actually called, I will get that name for you, and I will send you a link to order them if y'all want to do this for yourself. But this is what I have used so far on Dottie. I've used the comb. I've used this comb. It's very interesting looking because it's got these different length of comb wires in them. And I like this when the mats get a little bit more small, like this size, because they're just really hard to, sometimes they get so tight that these long wires go down in the centers of them and helps to pull some of those fur hairs loose. And in this one, I'm almost positive this is a de-shedder, is what it's called. I love this one because it really gets the undercoat. And I was explaining how when you're combing or brushing your dog, please keep a hand on their body, on their skin, and do the combing as you press your hand gently against them beneath your hand. This helps with the tugging and the pulling, so they don't feel like you are pulling their skin right off their body. It helps them to feel safe. But Dottie doesn't have a whole lot of mats except for right behind her ears, because we do this pretty regularly to keep her nice and pretty. So anyways, we're going to work on the right side mat now, and you'll get a little bit more of a visual on that one because of the fact that it's on that side of the camera, and I'll be working on this side too. But again, I want y'all to centralize that little mat. This one looks to be a little bit bigger than the other size, and y'all, this is not because of neglect. This just typical Sheltie fur. Their fur is super soft right here behind their ears, so it makes it more prone to tangling and matting. So that's why we try to keep up on it. But you can't see her skin very easily, and you can't really see where the end of this mat is against her skin. So I pinch. I try to find the base of it by feeling, and I pinch right there. So my fingers are between her skin and this comb. So I can't accidentally stab her with the comb, causing her injury or pinching. And again, as in part 1 video, I want to stress, and I mean stress, do not take scissors at this point and try to cut this mat out of her fur. Not even at any point cut this mat out of her fur, because what you don't realize is sometimes these mats can get so tight that there's actually skin caught up in them, and you go to cut that out, you don't know where her skin is, you can cause serious injury to your dog. So I suggest if there's a mat that bad that needs to be cut out, you stop and you let a professional do it, like a veterinarian, whoever has to do it. And we're just going to gently, just like the other side, and forget about part 1, because we're still in part 1. That's what happens when you take a break. Okay, so here we go. And I'm going to turn this a little bit because I think it's a little kunky wonk there off of us, so we'll just do it that way. There we go, and you can watch us comb. I'm going to do it the same way, just from the ends out. See, I'm just the ends out. I am not going way down here to her skin, grabbing that tangle and going out with it. I am working it out from the ends up, because as you can see, it will start coming a little bit loose, and the more it comes loose, the more the tangle comes, and you're not pulling on the fur, you're not pulling on her skin, and you're not distressing her. She had a little tug there, and that's going to happen because, you know, if you have a tangle in your hair, no matter how gentle you'll be, and sometimes you can feel it. But we're trying to do the best we can to keep her from stressing over this and to be in any kind of discomfort. So just do a little that tummy. She's my sweet baby. She's my sweet Dottie. My sweet Dottie girl. My sweet Dottie girl. La-di-da-di-da. La-di-da-di-da. I'm a baby. Yes, I sing to them. I sing to them. I talk to them. They're my best friends. They're my best friends. All right. Sometimes when I brush away what I've pulled away, I'll come up alongside it and I'll kind of do this number, because it kind of helps to pull some of those bottom ones away from the tangle. Again, I'm not combing against her skin. And then sometimes when it gets a little smaller and I can start seeing where the skin is versus the fur, I sometimes like going like this, because it's pulling some of those top layers of that mat out of the tangled tight mess. Makes it easier to make that little snarl go away. Now don't ask me why one side is worse than the other. It just happens. Just like our right-handers versus our left-handers. If you're a right-hander, your right hand's stronger than your left hand. If you're a left-hander, your left hand is stronger than your right hand. And a lot of people have one foot bigger than the other foot. And you know, it's just what it is. It just happens. Okay. You can see I'm working that mat out, but she is not angry with me. She's not trying to get away from me. She wishing I wasn't giving her a combing? Maybe. Is that right? Am I right? Yeah, you say, yeah, I don't really like this, or you're saying, Mama, I don't mind. I don't mind. You just say, I don't mind. I'm a good girl. But it's as simple as that. She is in need of a bath, though. She's got dirt on her from being outdoors. It's been raining here in Georgia. We got a few days of dry weather. They're talking about some rain again this afternoon. But I'll tell you, it wreaks havoc. It wreaks havoc on us when it's raining outside, because these Shelties, they sure can collect some dirt on their fur. But it's worth it. It's worth it to have some best friends like this. So this one is actually, even though it's maybe a little bigger than the other side, it's actually working its way out better than the other side did. See, I'm already able to comb down here some. And what I'm doing is I'm just trying to keep the fur that's not in the mat, and her ear also, I keep her skin safe out of the area, because I don't want to accidentally jab her ear either, and I don't want to pull untangled hair, or fur, I call it hair, fur into the already matted fur to make that mat bigger, because sometimes that can happen. good girl. Yeah, my good girl. So I'm going to do something a little different right there. I'm going to lift her ear up a little bit and I can see her skin. And I'm going to go parallel. I'm going to go parallel with her, so I don't stab her skin. And I'm going to come down just a little bit like that. Very gently. Again, we're not in a race. We're not trying to win a race. We're just trying to work the tangle of her fur with as little discomfort, as little stress as possible, and without any injury. We don't want any injuries, do we? No injuries. You can see what I'm doing here. You see that mat? I'm kind of going in it with the points of the comb away from her. And I'm just gently combing it out. See how that just come out? So now it combs through. And I'm going to do that to the next layer. We're just going to just little by little work that. Oh, who you running at? You running at everybody outside? You see them? You see them running around? Everybody's outside enjoying these good temperatures. The Frenchies, they love being outside too, but in the summertime, it's just too hot for them. So when it's got nice temperatures outside, I let them play. They love to play outside. Hey, kisses. You just want lots of kisses? You just want lots of kisses? Yeah? Lots of kisses. And this table that she's on, it's slip resistant, so she's not sliding all over the place either, making her nervous as well. That's really important. If your dog does feel like they're slipping away. A lot of these mats are really like what I'm pulling is her shedding. So the shedding is the shedded fur is staying against the not shedded fur, against the super soft, feathery soft fur, and it's tangling up together. So I am not ripping fur out of her. So y'all don't think I'm sitting here pulling fur out of this girl. I'm not. I'm pulling already shedded fur out of the mat because that is where it has collected and decided it didn't want to hit the floor and it wanted to just create this lovely little snarl on the back of her ear. So it is not fur that is attached to her skin that I am pulling out right now. This one now, because we're at that point. I'm going to use this one again with the long comb so we can get down in the center. So you can see I'm kind of taking it in there like a needle and just gently doing little tiny tugs. You can kind of hear it snapping. She doesn't like that sound, but it's not hurting her. She just doesn't care for that sound too much. And it's helping to pull some of those tighter furs that are still in her skin loose so we can pull this shedded fur out of the snarl. Yeah, right, baby girl. So, I'm not going all the way into the middle. I'm in the snarl, but not in the middle because that's a little bit too far for a tug. But it's not the very edge of the snarl either. It's more like the outside edge of it. But I'm grabbing that fur and I'm pulling it through. See? Pulled it out of That snarl is out of there. We got just a little bit more, just a little bit more. All right. Almost there, Dottie. Almost there, baby girl. We got it. We got it. It's gone. It's gone. That little mess of mat is gone. So, you can see. Oh, it might be just still a little snaggy there. Just a little bit right there. Get it? Did we get it? Did we? Oh, it's still right there. Just a little tiny. There we go. This one little tangle just doesn't want to come, Dottie. Just doesn't want to come, does it? Here we go. There we go. Did we get it? I think we did. I think we did. Let's see. Yep, we got it. All right, y'all. All right, let's show them. Let's show them. So, as you can see, no more snarl, no more mat, and she did so good, y'all. So we're gonna give her another break, another little break, and then we'll show you how I take care of the back legs, the buttocks, and her belly. See you later. Bye-bye. All right, y'all. I'm hoping that you'll be able to see what I'm doing here. It's kind of tricky because this part, when I do her belly, I like her to be on her back, and because of that, I sit on the floor so she doesn't fall, and I've got a pad. I feel like you see more of me than of anything else, but let's give this a try. So she's not going to be happy with me that I'm rolling her on her back, but she'll be okay. So I'm going to lay her on this pad. She's got a pad under her back, so she's not just on a hard surface. I can get her rolled over here. Because she's heavy. She's big with baby. Okay, roll over, Dottie. Roll over. There we go. And I'm going to lay her head on my leg. Okay? Now her belly's dirty because she's not had a bath yet. So here comes. She does not like me doing this, y'all. I promise. She'd rather be doing other things, but she's going to thank me later. Let's see here. Usually I got Daddy here to help me, but we'll get it. But anyways, there's a pad under her back. Dottie, you're good. You're good. Let's roll over. Let's get some belly rubs. Let's get some belly rubs. Belly rub, belly rub. Oh, there we go. Belly rub, belly rub, belly rub, belly rub. Belly rub. Belly rub. So she's heavy because she's pregnant. So there we go. She's on the pad. And then I'm going to put my legs just like this because I want her to feel safe. Her head is between my legs, resting so she can see me. So, y'all, I don't know if you can see. Let's see if we can scoot each other back. Just a hair. Let's wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Dottie, 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 wiggling, 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 wiggling. There we go. Get an exercise, workout while we're at it. So her belly's just a little dirty, not too bad, but she's been outside playing, keep in mind. That belly, grab that belly. But see, she's got fur around her nipples, which is what the puppies will be nursing on, obviously. And let me get this chair out of the way some. Let's see here, see if we can get some further back. Ready? Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Okay, all right, so she's big with belly, with baby, And I'm going to use this buzzer. This is a quiet buzzer because it's designed for dogs. It's a one and all. It's chargeable, so I don't have a cord, so I don't have to worry about that being in the way. And all I'm going to do is gently shave this fur from straight up the middle of her belly to a certain point and around her nipples to clean that hair off. That gives the puppies a nice clean area. Once this is done, we will clean her nipples real good, and we'll give her a bath and wash her belly real well. And her belly, she's not that dirty. She has been outside, but like I said, we try hard to keep our babies clean and took care of even when it's yucky and muddy outside. So here's the sound it makes. So it's not going to startle her none. She doesn't like this because she doesn't like being messed with on her belly. Well, with pregnant belly. But once I start doing it, she'll realize, oh, this feels so good. And she'll relax. Give her just a second. You're okay, Dottie. You're okay. Good girl. You're good. You're good. Now, I'm not hurting her. I'm not hurting her. And I'm resting her assured. I'm keeping my hands touching her and giving her belly rubs at the same time. This won't take but just a minute. And we're going to go around those nipples real good. Good girl. So when she realizes that Mama ain't doing anything mean to her, she starts to settle some. And her fur will be flying. Trust me, all. This is how we do it. And we don't go all the way up, but we just go so we can clear those nipples so all the nipples are clear to the puppies. Good girl. Good girl. Did you sneeze? And by the way, if you all see here beside me, I just have an assistant. I happen to have, oh, bless you. Bless you, Dottie. So we'll get this all cleaned up around her nipples. So this is our pre-delivery shave. You see, she's settling down. She's realizing what's happening, and Mama's just loving her. I'm gonna get this. Good girl. Good girl, Dottie. Good girl. So this definitely doesn't take as long as the dematting of the ear mat. But it's a most necessary part of the process because we want puppies to be healthy. We want puppies to be able to easily get to the nipple without interference of hair. And it looks like I've got it all off of her belly. So just as easy as that, that's how we do it. Get a little bit more around this nipple. So this will give the puppies a very clean environment. Because you can see, like, there's some of these upper nipples that got a good little bit of dirt around them, and that will come right off. It will wash off. But we don't want the puppies to be nursing and ingesting that because it's dirty. So that's where we are. All right, guys. So we got a nice shaved belly ready for bath time. Now at this point, I am going to check the inside of her back legs if she'll let me. She's stubborn about this too, just to make sure we don't have any mats there, which I don't feel any, so we'll leave that alone. But I am going to stand her up and put her back on the table real quick, and we're going to get her back end, okay? Give me just a minute. I may just do it right here on the floor too, just as easy. So we might just do that. All right, turning this off for a second. You can see how quiet that is. And she's okay. I'll show you. I'm gonna roll her over. Roll her over here. Let's see. Get some of these clumps and get the comb. This is just to grab any extra fur that is hung, still left behind. Because as I said, shedded fur, if it's left on the coat, can turn to a mat. We're just going to make sure that we've got all of that brushed off, combed off of her. Okay, there we go. Dottie, you ready to roll over? You ready to roll over? Yeah, good girl. But we got this pad under her. She's nice and comfy. So let's roll this way. Oh, good girl. Good girl, good girl, good girl. Now, I want to show you, see if I can get her to stand up for us. Okay, so, can you stand up? Move this way. She's my stubborn girl. She's my stubborn girl. So, as you could tell, Sheltie's very fluffy-butted. And if you don't keep them cleaned up when they potty and stuff, as she's actually got a little mud there too. So I said it has been raining in Georgia. We've had mud. I'm going to trim all that. I'm going to shave all that down on her. Not giving her a bald bottom, just a cleaner bottom that's shaved. Because when they have puppies, they do some bleeding. It's just part of the process. So I'm going to put her on my leg like this because it's just easier. She just responds better to me this way. And I'm going to move her tail all the way because I want to be able to see what I'm doing. And you see, she's not too bad. I'm just going to kind of brush a little bit, comb a little bit of that dirt away if there's any that's there. Buzz her again. And then gently, and then gently, it's okay, you're good. Reassure her because, again, we're messing with her butt. Remember, Dottie doesn't like her temperature being took. But I have to do this because it's for her health and puppy health. So we're just gonna gently start shaving some more. Dottie, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Mama's got you. I got you. You're fine. You're fine. See, she does not like this one bit, but she will be fine. I promise you, she knows the routine. She knows this is part of it. She just is my stubborn girl. Okay, let's see here. I am not getting close to her skin back here. Oh, I'm just cleaning up. Just cleaning the area up, okay? So, you're good. You're good. You're good, silly girl. You're good, silly girl. You're good. We may have to turn her around so she's facing the camera. Hold on. And then I'll show you the finished result because she's being difficult. All right, hold on. My earbud fell out. I don't even know if this earbud is operational when the camera's on. I totally forgot it's in there, and hopefully y'all have had volume. Hey, stay. Stay. Stay, 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 stay. Dottie, stay. 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 Good girl. Better position? You like this way better? I'm glad. I'm glad. Because it was a little challenging a second ago. So I'm just taking the fur around her vulva so that her vulva is nice and clean, no dirties. And it's a clean little area for puppies to come through. And cleaning it will help Mama to be able to keep better clean of herself too. Because she will take care of herself and clean her areas and stuff. What do you think, Penelope? Are you glad you don't have long hair, huh? You saying, boy, Mom, I'm glad I don't have long hair? Good girl, Dottie. Good girl. And I'm just shaping it. I'm not taking her all the way bald, and I don't want her to be flat-bottomed either. So I'm trying to shape as I go as well, so that she still looks like she should. We go just about an inch up the inside of the tail, just about an inch. Not. I wish y'all could see this, but she seems to like it in this direction better. So it's what's best for her, not what's best for me. But I'll show you. When it's all said and done, you'll notice the difference once I turn her back around. Yeah, baby. Good girl. Such a good girl. Oh, did it tickle? Did it tickle? We're done. We're done. That's just all there is to it. Look at that. We're done. And yes, I'll go change. It's not a biggie. So we're going to put this over here. And then I'm going to show you that she doesn't look much different. You can't be on the outside. You know, you can't really tell that she's not as fluffy but as she used to be. But if you look now, you can see her bottom. You can see her bottom. You should be able to see her vulva. She's still a little thick furred in there, but that's okay. It's not this long fur right here that's getting all messy and wet and dirty. It will help her to stay drier down there. It will keep her cleaner after the birth. Like I said, birthing babies is messy, so we try to make it as clean for them as possible. So they get a clean bed to deliver, and they got me right there with them. I do not leave my babies one single bit. I do not leave them, and because they're my loves, they're my babies. And we make sure that box stays clean. We make sure she stays clean, because we just want her to be super healthy. We want her pups to be super healthy. And I would say the next time you see Dottie, she will have her littles again. Yes, she will. And see, she loves me. She just doesn't like me messing with her butt. She doesn't mind me helping get the babies, trust me. But when it comes to, have you ever seen the movie Dr. Dolittle, where the, is it the guinea pig that gets the temperature and its eyes bulge out and it feels like it's been violated? Well, that's Dottie. Dottie thinks every time we touch her in her bottom to get her temperature and stuff, we're violating her. So we try not to do it unless we absolutely have to. If I thought for any reason Dottie was in trouble or in distress with her pregnancy or delivering her puppies, then by all means we do what we gotta do, and we make sure we take temperatures. We call the vet. If we have to get her to the vet, then we get her to the vet. But the next time you see this beautiful girl, she will be with her littles again. And then Miss Penelope, who's been walking around, I don't know if you can tell, she's not, we don't have a pig running around. That's Penelope. So Dottie is due Sunday. Penelope is due Monday. So we'll see what the stork brings us here. Bye, y'all. Hey, bye, Dottie. She's like, thank goodness we're done.